Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We've made 7.3. It's time to do some story. Targeted tragedy. If you have a moment, Arya, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first then, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking civilians without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad thing is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. As things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The king's resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is the man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electro technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seem noble enough. Exploring treatments for love and sickness, designing ever keeps core systems, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated. Evolution now requires us to forsake our bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed this simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for 5,000 who registered their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless by 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calyx's schemes, our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I've failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Gulool Ja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm gonna take a look around town. Want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. Count me in. Raha and the others are keeping Oblivion are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Gulool Ja. Alphino and Alize will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Arya's group, if you'll have me? More mouths to ask questions the mayor, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx. Then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? Are you alright, Geode? Me? Well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death. So they were, for the longest time. Then the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternatives serious consideration. Ugh. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when the battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, then it would be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Arya and I will take the east. Very well, we shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there. Alright, Geode. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will learn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. Let's go ahead and sprint. And speak with a somber citizen here. Are the sentries and airwheelers safe to be around now? I just know what's going to happen again. Maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in the horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sveen said so. Let's go here. Screw you. The memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, he'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning. Or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life, if only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, though. I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. Alright, let's go. Sir? No, I'm gonna go up. I'm waffling. Speak with you. You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. You must know a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air wheeler dropped right out of the sky. He didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. Just at peace with the idea of dying someday. I don't understand what that meant. Until it happened. Hello, lighthearted citizen. Has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers of 5,000 slots available. Over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend. When there's only a few slots left, it's gonna get very ugly. Are you? A word? I feel like there was a new factor in the story, sweetheart. One we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the background. But people are still deathly afraid. That's a point of concern, don't get me wrong, but I think we were acutely aware of it already. That fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators. The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report, but are you sure there wasn't anything else? That the victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator? Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we normally think about. The supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe you'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was the pattern or not. Breaking news. She did do it the wrong way. That's why I was hedging. I'm like, I know that you have to go over there next, but I remember there was something down south. There, in fact, was not something down south. Let's just go over here. It's fun. Everything is fun. Hover cargo. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. Little ones who jumped for joy when I brought them packages. The old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. Hate for anything bad to happen to them. Okay. Let's go speak with the sentry. Hello, sentry. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide Casualty Data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured 87 individuals. Casualty 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators 0. Sanitation worker? You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clean away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Arya, I think it's time we rejoin Krallen's feet. I was half joking a bit with my boasted shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Krallen meet them in the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going. So essentially you're saying the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? Well, the numbers are still tentative and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed the regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. Why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps the sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. What if the dust found at various sites? Right, the sanitation worker story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies. Now, where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Aaronville from the sentries in the outskirts? That usher of Malachi told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, on which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. Both stories speak of missing remains as suspicious enough, but the sheer mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm the substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. Ari, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on the way now, but are you close enough to join them? Damn it! Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone!
Are you all right?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Go to them, quickly! Wayakwe!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother! Mother, please!
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
I was waiting for the loading circle to be like, okay, that's why I turned on the screen, and then it just went poof. I'm like, oh, okay. Good thing I was on a whatever tab, I guess. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. He I am sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents. Let's just grab the random thing. The endless choice. Our comrade, do you think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please, it isn't safe and you still need to rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Alright. Let's remember how to get out of here. That would be a good first step. Hey, Cryo, what's up? Isadora's going to be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my administrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul, he gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other, then all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We came as soon as Wyakway sent word. I am sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly, we're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though, at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal. We have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Wyakway has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Loading circle of this is my side, the cutscene's ending, or something. Alright, Sven. Let's check here, or try to, if I don't just move my camera a bunch. You see no sign of Geode, perhaps you should search further to the east. Like right over there. Let us check it. Hi, Cryo. See no sign of Geode. Wyakway's voice crackles forth from the communicator. Geode! Geode, answer me! There's no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. Soon on sprint. Not gonna make too big of a difference, but we'll be fine. Let's check it. See no sign of Geode. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join... That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells. Shit. Damn you! You can't be here! You need to run, now! A trap! Take care of the others, eh?
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe? Geode!
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to Ether now? I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
I will halt your harvest by defeating you.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Right back into it. Right back into it. This pile of dust, these ashes, and the soul cell he left behind, was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? Damn you, Calyx! Damn you and your careless cruelty! He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 endless could continue their immortal lives. If a reflection stolen ether allowed for many more endless, why, that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well there is not noble in the sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Arya. If it falls to us, we will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. That feels like a good point to call it good. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, subscribe, maybe click the bell for notifications. Also, be sure to check out the description below. Various links, social media, Discord. Come hang out, get notifications there as well. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!